Hey, good evening. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Daniel. I was a professional opera singer and beatboxer, and tonight we're going to be listening to Maxi Borgaro, very Italian sounding name, perform the Unchained melody. So this was a donation request from Darlene, and I'm deeply appreciative of that. But I do want to let everybody know that moving forward, I am only going to accept requests through my Patreon. If you guys send me a request through YouTube or through my Venmo or my PayPal, which are all links in the description below, by the way, please know that it is not only out of the kindness of your heart that you are donating, but that your request is going to be on the list in comparison to everybody else's regular commented request. I want to make sure that people on my Patreon do have that exclusive tie to me directly for different things they'd like to see me react to or different types of content moving forward in the future, because I do have a lot of interests beyond just music, even though music and me have this beautiful connection bond that are inseparable. No, but I love music so much, but there's other things that I really love entertaining. I love reading. I love considering philosophy and varying ideas on how we interpret the world and things like that, different human experiences, and I love talking about those things as well, alongside other hobbies. So, you know, we'll see where it all goes, but as of right now, just in terms of this reaction channel and everything like that, I am only going to be focusing on requests through Patreon and doing varying requests either from the rest of the comments or things that I really want to get back into that I haven't been able to due to all of the requests that I've been given, which again, I'm deeply appreciative of. And I just don't want to feel like I'm being bogged down from reacting to the music that I really do want to react to, but can't because I feel like I have an obligation to those who actually send me money to react to certain things. So it's a give and take. I'll be sure to react to everything that I am able to, but due to my restricted schedule now, just doing video after video of requests and then getting to the things that I'd like to get to, it's just not currently feasible. So, you know, we'll see how this goes later in the future, but as of right now, this is the plan that I'm sticking to. So with all of that said, I know nothing about this artist, but this video has 126,000 views at the time of this recording. And even though he doesn't seem to have a massive fan base like a lot of the other artists that I've been reacting to, this one was requested more than once, very similar to many of my other videos. So I am actually very intrigued to hear what he has to offer, and I really don't know what to expect from this artist. I am very well familiar with this piece, and I'm interested to hear how he interprets it, goes about it, and yeah, so I'm pretty excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. So without any further delay, let's just jump into it.
My darling, I've hungered for your touch.
Chills, man. His dynamic control here and how well controlled this entire opening is, not just in terms of the dynamic, even though that's what I'd love to focus on more of. His breath support, his vibrato, his consistency, just the way he's executing these cadential phrases so just seamless. It's just magnificent, dude. Listen to how you hear this your touch, and you just are carried with him by his own current, his own flow. Notice how the T wasn't so crisp at the end there. And you know the word is tight just based off of the context of the phrase itself, but it would also be very striking to the piece if he said, "Hold me tight," and you just kind of end it with this jagged edge. It's so smooth and seamless. And these consonant choices are really, really delicate in this opening section. So I'm really appreciative that he didn't do that in this style of music.
Only time. And time goes by so slowly. And time can do so much.
Oh, in you. Oh my gosh. Just this ever so slight slide into this taper and just letting that energy, that note just exist up there silently, but you still feel that energy just floating around for him to come right back into it, using that energy, that momentum of the phrase into the next vocalized line. Oh my gosh, sings right to my soul.
Can do so much.
Yeah.
Are you still mine?
Yeah. Oh, oh my gosh, dude. He just opens up that vowel right where he needs to, and it becomes so much more bright. It starts off a little bit darker, and you just feel that smile open up so seamlessly transition into it. It's just so wonderful, and you really get a feel for how strong his breath support is, making sure that there's no breath in that note, that it's being consistently carried throughout the entirety of it. And just that vowel shape, that manipulation into a brighter vowel, it's just wonderful, dude. Yeah. And he just didn't breathe, connected. Yes, love that accent. Oh, and his vibrato is just so consistent. It doesn't really falter. It's just so smooth all the way through. There's just no inconsistencies in it. And that's heavily due to proper breath support, how he's intaking air, and just releasing it in this very musical, smooth, controlled fashion. I love it. And tapers. Oh.
Only rivers flow to the sea, to the open arms of the sea.
Oh my gosh. His transition from his chest voice into his head voice and just kind of leaning into it even. I'm not going to do it in the same key, but the idea of it being, yeah, and just having this beautiful transition between his head voice and his chest voice. And it's just so seamless, dude. Yeah.
The riverside, wait for me, wait for me.
Yeah.
I'll be coming home, wait for me. Oh, my love.
Oh, he just takes his time.
My darling, I hunger for your touch.
Yeah, and it's just so lovely, dude. The only real criticism I have about that is that it felt like he just kind of stopped the sound, and it wasn't the same as stopping the sound and letting the energy float before resuming. I would have liked that whole phrase to be connected without any stops, just really feeling the impact of that overarching line. But I still digress. It's just wonderfully executed, and on top of all of the other factors, being as intimate as he is with his audience right now, just out in this open public space with the common passerby and just performing for all of these people recording him. It's just incredible, especially as I was mentioning in the post analysis of my initial reaction to this. You can tell just based off of the way his right hand is flittering a lot and his left arm is tucked up a little bit more. It's not fully relaxed. And it's not as though both of these arms are being used to express, the emotional pith of the piece. It's more like he's just using a lot of this very impulsive, very natural nervous energy that you get when performing intimately on a stage with your audience. And what I mean by intimately with your audience is typically on a big stage, the artist doesn't see the whole audience. They know they're performing for an audience, but the lights are down off of them, so it's hard to distinguish each individual person. Whereas when you're performing on a street and there's a lot of foot traffic and you see each individual person recording you, watching you, listening to you, taking your art in, then it becomes so much more intimate between you and the audience, or you in the audience and the artist. And it becomes really, really intimidating for the performer to perform at his or her best. There's no room for error because everybody is really scrutinizing you. Even if it's not under the impression of the audience just wants to be there and enjoy your vibes. To the artist, it's I'm performing because I've crafted this skill over X amount of months, years, and I really want to express this to all of you. And going out and performing directly to your audience, seeing each individual person as their own person, and just giving your heart to them through your art, it's terrifying, dude. So the fact that he's executing this as well as he is exceptional. And using that energy to do something productive like keep time, because as we all know, anxiety is really good about making us not take action, about taking a step back and reflecting on all possible outcomes before we take a leap of faith into a certain decision, if we ever get to that point. But having that nervous energy and transferring it into keeping time, promoting action, promoting staying in time, because music doesn't wait for anyone. You have to keep going, especially in a live performance. And I really respect what it is he's doing. I think this is something that he can also keep in mind for future performances. And the more he does this, the more natural it'll come to him, and the less anxious he'll feel, the more consistent he'll feel in his more excited, more powerful and confident energy. Not to say that he doesn't feel confident now, but I hope you guys understand what it is I'm trying to convey. Yeah. Yes. I love how he just takes his time so much and just really allows that note to reverberate and takes his time where it doesn't come in cleanly on the beat, but it adds just this human element to it, dude. It's just lovely. Yes. Yeah. And you see it in his face, the moment where he internalizes the audience's approval at the climactic note, where I'm sure he was feeling the most anxiety for this piece. If the artist messes up there, then the artist feels really uncomfortable, and then the audience feels really uncomfortable, and you got to still finish the song because of a certain level of both pride, but you owe it to your audience to finish, especially after the wonderful performance that you've already given. But it feels just so awkward. But the fact that he gave it his all in that note, the audience gave their approval, and all of a sudden his eyes light up. You see this beautiful smile on his face. This performance aura that he has just lights up around his body, just so palpable. And it's just, you could just see it in his entire being the moment he internalizes the audience's approval. It's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, he's just so captivating, and there's so much work and effort and energy that just went into the piece, and there was great vocal technique, great vocal control, breath support, wonderful vibrato. He has this natural resonance that just echoes beautifully. You know, he's got such a great future ahead of him for sure, and there's not even a question about that. I can absolutely see him being a performer in either a solo performer or in a group or whatever he decides to do. He just needs, honestly, just in my opinion, I have no idea what his background is, but if he just keeps at it, he keeps performing for live audiences, and he just keeps these types of things in mind where he's not just hyper fixating on his voice and the music itself, but all of that becomes more or less second nature, where he can really internalize and figure out what it is that he wants to do with his body to better express the emotional core of the piece and express what it is he wants to express by performing that piece. Not just that it sounds good in his voice, because anybody can figure out a song that's good for their voice and perform it, but what specifically connects you as the artist to the piece of which you are performing. And I'll never forget, one of the pieces that I loved performing more than anything was Erlkönig by Schubert, because it was just such active, vivid storytelling, and I love storytelling. That's the name of this channel, Good Evening Stories. As of right now, I might change it in the future, but but storytelling, enriching your audience with a very marvelous tale where you get to just builds this world for everybody and guide them through it, something a little mysterious, where there's Machiavellian characters and very sympathetic characters, and you're just telling the tale of how they're intermingling all within this 3 to 4 minute piece, and just building so much imagery within those few minutes. It's just so compelling. and I loved it so much, and that's what really connected me to the piece, and I was able to express that to my audience. So in pieces like this, really showcasing that emotional connection you have with the piece and showcasing that to your audience is going to go miles. Not to say that he didn't do that, but I think he can even take it to the next level, is what I would hope to see from him in the future. He's just wonderful, and I really dig his sound, and he's obviously cultivated his art and his voice in such a beautiful way, and I absolutely loved it. So Maxi, brother, does a great job, man. I loved this. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If y'all liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike and let me know why. I do read all of the comments, even if I may not have to reply to them, so please know your comments do not go unnoticed. As mentioned before, my Patreon, my Venmo, and my PayPal are all links in the description below, and I would really appreciate it if you guys checked any one of those out. And I just want to take this time, more than anything, to just appreciate all of you guys for being here, watching these videos, engaging with me in the comments, or giving any feedback, any requests, anything like that. I really appreciate all of you being here, and I just want you to know how appreciative I am of you guys. So thank you so much, and I can't wait to see all of you in the next video. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.